All Elite Wrestling has spent most of 2021 and pretty much the beginning of 2022 right now on January 16th, debuting new talent. They've been signing all this great talent in Mercedes Martinez, in Brody King, who just made his debut on Dynamite, I believe, last week, in Kyle O'Reilly, in Bobby Fish, in Bryan Danielson, in CM Punk, in Jay Lethal, and many, many more that they have continually signed. Ruby Soho as well. That they have continuously signed to bolster their roster up, to keep fans happy, to give them something to be excited for. They really have done a great job. Tony Khan has done a great job of signing all this former WWE, TNA, WCW, Ring of Honor, Major League Wrestling, NWA talent to contracts for his company. I'm not faulting that. I'm not blaming them for doing so. That's what they should be doing. If there's talent out there that's going to serve your company in the best way possible, that you can find a perfect way to use on the roster, in a program, in a match, in a segment, in whichever way, if you can do that, then go ahead and sign them. But the fact of the matter is, in my mind, AEW at this point is doing what WWE did back in 2019, which is just sign people to contracts to keep them on their luck and not have them be available to their competition. Now, be that as it may, 2019 had Ring of Honor Wrestling as viable competition to sign and poach those talented performers. It's 2022, and that's not really an option anymore because Ring of Honor Wrestling is currently inactive, to put it that way. And so AEW is just signing talent away so that WWE and Impact Wrestling are not able to have them on their shows. But my main issue with this is that, first of all, if every single week on Dynamite or on Rampage you have somebody else new, who is new, a new signing, debut on your show, it doesn't make it exciting to me. It doesn't make it as newsworthy. It just makes it run-of-the-mill for AEW. Because it seems to me that every single week that I tune into AEW programming, or I look at their social media, X wrestler, Y wrestler is all elite. Every single week. Every single time. It's like you're getting a burger for lunch every day. And at first, you were surprised. You were excited. I love burgers, man. I do. I want to eat burgers every day. Give me a burger every day. I'm going to give you a burger every day. But if you do that, if you eat a burger every day, it doesn't matter if you change the ingredients. If you have pickles on a burger on a Tuesday, and then on a Wednesday you take the pickles off and you put some avocado on it, still might be a tasty burger, but it's the same crap. It's the same shit. You're still eating burgers, and eventually you're going to get tired of said burgers. And so, that's my first point right there. And number two, you got to look at the numbers. And I'm not talking about this 18 to 49 demographic bullshit that everybody out there uses to spin stuff around. I'm talking about the overall viewers, the number that matters. AEW has problems, has issues to maintain an audience of at least 1 million viewers weekly for their show, for their broadcast. And I'm just talking about Dynamite here. For Rampage, it's a different question. They're struggling to keep 500,000 viewers on Rampage. So when you look at those numbers, all you gotta do is think about it. All these debuts, yes, They're fantastic stars. They're great talent. They're newsworthy. The fans love them. But guess what? They're not tuning in. They're not bringing in new fans. And neither are WWE. They're not bringing new fans either. But at this point, if it's not helping your show out, what are you doing? Excuse me. So I think that's something that AEW should really look at. They should really look at fixing that issue and market their product in a better way. Because it doesn't matter if all these loyal AEW fans out there are just buzzing about the fact that Brody King made his debut for All Elite Wrestling this past week, and now he's great. Guess what? 2 years ago, Jeff Cobb was All Elite. Where the hell is he? You got other stars on their roster, like Brian Cage, like Rick Starks, like Powerhouse Hobbs, who they're doing little to nothing with. They got Pac sitting at home, doing nothing. And they keep bringing new talent in that they use sparingly. Then they take off the TV show, so they bring in somebody else, and that's what they basically have to do because their roster is so big they can't fit all of them onto their one or two shows. And yes, they got Dark, and yes, they got Elevation, but to me those are low tier shows. They don't matter to me. Not in the grand scheme of things. I mean, Main Event doesn't matter for WWE. Explosion doesn't matter for Impact Wrestling. So why should Dark and Elevation? Because you as an AEW fan want to use that as an advantage? Because Tony Khan wants to spin that in his favor again? Go right ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm sick of all these debuts. I'm sick of everybody. Their mom, their sister, their brother, their uncle, the neighbor's dog being All Elite. I'm sick of it. Just stick with the people you got. Build them up. See where that takes you. Alright? But again, those are just my humble thoughts on the matter. And if you have different thoughts, as I'm sure you do, leave them on the comment section below. Of course, I don't fault anyone out there who thinks otherwise or who's a fan of this. If you are, that's great for you. But it's just not my cup of tea for current AEW programming.